Okay. Yeah, there is one question. It's very good question, and I think you need to understand also. So, what is the difference with quote and without quote? Okay. So, if without quote, then you can do any mathematical operation, or this we call it as the mathematic or arithmetic operations. So, if you run this one, you will get the result 5. But if you put the quote, let me just use single quote, then the result will be a string or characters. Because this is characters, 2 becomes only characters, but we cannot do any mathematical. Okay. Plus 3. So okay, just originally like this one, then they will print like this. So it is not calculated. Okay. So you can do simple calculator. For example, I want to assign any numbers. A equals to 2 plus 3. And then I want to print 8. Then yeah, you can get the result. So you can try with the other variable like b equals to 7 minus 4, c equals to 3 multiplied by 5, and so on. Okay, we already did this one. But now the difference with the previous one, it is using variable. Okay. Okay, identifiers. So when you want to make a variable, there are some notes that you need to understand. Variable name. Okay. Variable name means an identifier is a sequence of characters that consists of letters. Letters mean A, B, C, D, E. Digits, it means number. Underscores, underbar, and dollar sign. Okay. Other than this one, it is not possible to be used for the variable name. An identifier or the variable name must start with a letter which is from A to Z, A to Z for big and small letter, or underscore or underbar, or dollar sign. Okay. It cannot start with a digit. So please remember, when you want to make a Python file, please also remember. Maybe you want to make the file as easy as possible, so you make Python file with 1. Okay. So for now, I think it's okay. Print hello. Maybe this one is okay, but later there will be problems. Okay, so please do not use numbers for your Python file name. Okay, let me delete this one. Okay. The other thing that you need to know for the identifier cannot be a reserved word. What is reserved word? The reserved word. Oh, I don't put the reserved word, sorry. So reserved word means anything that is the Python syntax. Okay. So we will learn more about the reserved word. The identifier cannot be true, false, null. True and false, it is for Boolean. Null, it means a kind of data. So null means nothing. So you cannot also make the identifier with this one. An identifier can be of any length. So you can make very long, you can make very short. This is example. This is a valid identifier. This is invalid identifier. So do you know why it is invalid? It is started with numbers. Okay. What about this? It is also started with numbers. What about this? This include symbol plus. So you cannot use any symbol for the variable name. What about this? For is reserved keywords. So how can we know if that is a reserved keyword? So let's say if you make print, okay, you can see that this becomes blue. Okay. Now let's say if I want to put for now it becomes blue with bold. It means Python know this is the words in Python. You cannot use as variable. Let's say continue. You can see that it is also in bold. This is the word in Python. You cannot use it for variable. Let's say another while. Okay, this is also, you can directly see the blue becomes bold. So it is the Python words. You cannot use as variable. So I give you an example. If you want to check whether variable this name is good for identifier or not, okay, let's try. We have the word is identifier. So I want to know if ABC, is it a good identifier? Okay. Is identifier means I want to check whether this word ABC is good for being an identifier or not. So if it is true, then you can use this one. Now let's see the second one. 998. 998. The result is false because it starts with numbers. What about underbar? Okay, it's true. Only underbar is okay. Okay. For is true. Why? Because this function, they check only based on the characters and numbers. They do not check based on the reserved word in Python. Okay. So this reserved word, what I teach you before, make sure that you know if something in the bold, then it is the Python keyword. precedence. Okay, what does it mean by precedence? The word precedence means order. Order is sunso. Okay, order in which operators are evaluated. So if we have operators, okay, generally operators evaluate left to right. Okay. So computers know, yeah, you know the sequence. The sequence is from the top to bottom. Okay, from top to bottom. But if you write syntax, you will write from the left to right. You will write from left to right. It is also the same with the mathematical operators and also with many things. In the programming, you will need to see from left to right. For example, I have 1 minus 2 minus 3. So what is the result? It is minus 1 minus 3, then is minus 4. How if I put the parenthesis like this? It is okay. But if we have multiply or we have division or we have remainder, 1 plus 3 multiplied by 4. Why is 13? Why it is not 16? Because in computer, yeah, they have the level. This multiply, division, and remainder have a higher level of precedence. So the computer will do this one first, 3 multiplied by 4, and then they will do with the addition. So that the result is 13. Now we have 6 plus 8 divided by 2 multiplied by 3. What is the result? We need to understand the step. Because division and multiply, they are in the same level. So we will start from the left. What is the left? Yeah, because this one addition, we will skip it for later. So we will do this one first. 8 divided by 2. 8 divided by 2, it means 4. And then we will do the next is multiply. So 4 multiplied by 3, it is 12. And finally, we will just do addition with 6. So the result is 80. Okay. It is different when you have the parenthesis. If you put the parenthesis like this one, it means I will do this one first. 1 plus 3 will be first. And then I will do with multiplication with 4. So the result will be 16. Spacing does not affect the order of evaluation. For example, you want to do 1 plus 3 multiply 4 minus 2. Even though you give the space like this one, yeah, still Python will do the multiplication first and then addition from the left and then subtraction for the next into the right. Okay. Okay, let's practice. What is the result? 9 divided by 5. It is 1.8. No, 1.8. Okay. What is it? 65 remainder 20. 5. Okay. 7 plus 6 multiplied by 5. Yeah. 65? No. 7 plus 6, 13. 13 multiplied by 5, 65. No. Wrong. The result is 37. Why? 6 plus 5 first, and then we do the additions. 7 plus 6 plus 5. Oh, sorry, 7 multiply 6 plus 5. And it is 47. Okay. What about this? We will do from the left to right. 2 for 8, remainder 100. It is 48, because the remaining divided by 5. Okay, so you can calculate 9.6. Okay. What about this? Three multiplied by 4. 12. Okay, because we will do the parenthesis. Last one. What is the result? 9. We will do the parenthesis first. 17 minus 12. So it means 5. And then after that, we will do the result. 18 remainder 5. 18 remainder 5 means 3. So we will get 6 plus 3 equals to 9. Okay. On Thursday, I will give you a learning check. If you understand this sequence, I think you can answer the learning check. Okay, please review again if you still cannot understand about this one. Now, we learn only about integer. What if we have the floating point value? Do you know what is floating point? It is numbers with comma. Now, I have the floating point, and actually it is the same as the integer. It means plus and minus, and then the higher level is multiply, division, and remainder, and the higher one we have the parenthesis. So if you put the parenthesis, it is higher than this one. Now we have this problem. What is the result? It follows the step from left to right. So 2.0 multiplied by 2.4. Then the result is float 4.8. And then I will do the next multiplication because this is the lower level. And then I will do the division. And the last one, we will do the addition. When you have the integer and floating point mixed, how we can calculate it? I have integer, which is 3, and multiply with float 4.2. The result will be float. Okay. Now I have integer and I want to combine it with the float like this one. Oh, what I already showed this one. 3 divided by 7 divided by 3 multiply 1.2 plus 3 divided by 2. And it is starting from the left to the right. So we start from the division. We get this one. We multiply 2.8. And then again, we will do the division. 3 divided by 2. We get 1.5. And then, yeah, we get the float value. For this one, yeah. This is integer divided by integer. Then we will get float. This float multiplied by float, we will get float. This integer divided by integer, we will get float. And the result, yeah, it is a float number. So float is the higher level than integer. So question. Suppose today is Saturday. And you and your friends are going to meet in 10 days. What day is in the next 10 days? Today is Saturday. 10 days from today, you will meet with your friends. So what is today? Tuesday. Okay. You can calculate by yourself. But how can you express in Python? Okay, you can find Tuesday with the following expression. How? So we can combine the mathematical operations. Let's say 6 is Saturday. So we can assume that maybe 1 is Sunday, 2 is Monday, 3 is Tuesday. Okay, or yeah, you can make like Sunday is 0, 1 is Monday, and so on. Okay. Now let's say Saturday is 6, and then I will meet in the next 10 days. So 6 plus 10. And I know that there are 7 days in a week. So it means 6 plus 10, remainder 7. After I got the number, which is 2, okay, then the day is Tuesday because this is the second day. Okay. So we can use the mathematics to find this kind of problems. So some additional note that you need to understand is about the floating point. Sometimes you will find the numbers in Python is not common. Not common means the floating point literals can also be specified in scientific notation. Scientific notation. For example, you have number like 1.23456 E. There is an E here, plus 2. So it means it is 1.23456 E2. It is equivalent to 123.456. Or we can say this is 1.2346 multiplied by 10 power of 2. So this plus 2 means 10 power of 2. What about this? 1.23456 E minus 2. It means 1.2456 multiply 10 power minus 2. 10 power minus 2 means it is divided by 100. Or this means that 1.23456 divided by 10 power of 2. So E, or the big E or small e, represent an exponent, and it can be either in lowercase or uppercase. So Python provide this kind of scientific notation. In Python, you may have also shortcut operation. So this shortcut operation, it is common among the programmers, and we need to understand as well. We have plus equal. It means if we have I plus equal 8, it is equivalent with I equals I plus 8. If we have minus equal, so this statement means F equals to F minus 8.0. The same with this one, the same with this one, the same with this one. Okay, so we just change the mathematical operations. So we call this is a shortcut. Let's see. I plus equal 8. Okay, at the first time you cannot do this one if you don't specify any numbers. Okay. Print type. So I is 8. Okay. Yeah, if you want to make it like this one, this is fine. But if you have difficulties to understand this, yeah, you can make I equals to I plus 8. Maybe it is easier for you. Okay. So if you want to change this one, yeah, if it is multiply, it means I equals to I multiply by it. It will be 0 because I start from 0, and any 0 multiply with numbers, it will be 0. Okay. Conversions. Conversion means I want to convert from one data to another data. Let's say data conversion is a way to convert from one data type to another data type. I have a float number and I want to change it to integer. Or I have an integer, I want to change it to float. Or I have a string and I want to change to number, which is float or integer. So how can I change it? For float to integer, you can use the final destination, which is int. So it means you can put int and then inside of the parenthesis, you can put the numbers. So for example, let's say A. Okay. A is 36.543. So I want to put integer A. Okay, let me print. Print integer A. The result will be 36. So the comma will be eliminated, or the comma will be deleted. Now, if I want to change a float, let's say I have the 36, this is integer, and I want to change the float. So I can just call float, and what is the value? The value is 36. 36 is from the variable A. Then the result will be 36.2. Okay. Even though you think that why? Actually this is integer. But because we know it is converted to float, so float is a number with comma. That's why they need to put the comma, even though the comma equals to 0. Okay. And we can also convert from string. You know, string is anything with code. Okay. Let's say I have 36. So if I run this, it is a float because I want to change this string into float. If I want to change this string into integer, is it possible? Yeah, it is possible. So as long as the string contains only numbers, then it is possible. How if I have 36x? Is it possible to change this into integer? It will be errors because x is not a number. So if it is a form of string, then it is possible to change to numbers. So why do we need to have like this one? Why do we need to use numbers as a string? For example, your student ID. Okay. Your student ID, it is a form of string. Or okay. So your ID, yeah, usually it is a form of string because it will be easier if you want to separate, or you can make the separator. After we have the separator, you can have numbers. For example, in Korea, you have 20, 05, 25. So it means, yeah, this is your birth. Okay? You were born on 2020 on May 25, and then you have some numbers, something like this one. Okay. So usually they put is as a string, and then you can have the last 7 digits and the first 6 digits. So after we have the string, we will cut into different numbers. So it will be easier if we use string rather than numbers for this one. If you want to change from numeric to string, okay, so you can use the str. So if I have number let's say, yeah, 20/05/25. So this is a person who were born on 2020 on May 25. Now I want to make it as a string. So it is a string, but we cannot see. Okay. So when it is printed here, yeah, it seems like numbers. We cannot distinguish this result, but it is already in a string. Okay. There are some things that you need to understand. If I print integer 105.8, the result is 105, not 106. Okay. So it is the integer number, not round up number. Integer 3.3. What's the result? It is 3. Integer 3.9. 3. Okay. Integer 69 with string. It is 69. Float 25. Okay. This is the result. Float 115. So it is conversion from string to float. The result is 115.0. Okay. If you want to round up, you can use a function which is round. So it means if you round 4.6, so you will get 5. If you round 4.5, you will get 4. Okay. So we need to use different function if you want to round up the value. So in many cases, you need users to give the input value. The statement input means that we need user to input any value to the variable. So we have this one. It means the user will input anything to the variable A. The default object for the input is print. Now let's see. Okay, please do not try with PyCharm, but check this one. A, I would like to have the input, and then B, I would like to have the input as well. Now I will have a new variable which is result equals to A plus B. I print the result. So what is the result when you input 5 here and 7 here? Is it 12 or 57? Good. Is it A or B? Who answered A? Nobody. Who answered B? Okay. Some students select B. Okay. What is the correct answer? That's it. So A equals to input, B equals to input, and then result equals to A plus B. So I want to print the result. Okay. So nothing here. So you need to give the input. The input is 5, okay, and then 7. Okay, there are 2. So the result is 57. Okay. Why? Thinking you or the computer is wrong? Because what I explained to you before, when we give the input, it is in the form of string. Okay. What is string? A string is a character. So a character is non-numeric. It is not numbers. A character plus another character, it will be a character. Okay. So if I input 5 as a character and I have input B as a character, so this character will be added with this character. So it means if I input 5 as a character and I input 7 as another character, so the result will be 5 and 7 as the character. So string is a sequence of characters. Okay. It will be different if you input with ing or float. Okay. If you have the int in front of this input, then it will change any value that you input into integer. So if you still remember, int 100, which is a string, it equals to 100 as the numbers. int 100.123, it will be 100 as the numbers. So let's see. A, yeah, I would like to put it as in like this. And I'm going to put int also like this. Now I will run. The result, yeah, you need to input the value. I need to input 5, enter, and I need to input another 7, enter, then the result is 12. It means any input which is a string, it will be changed into integer. Any input which is string, it will be changed into integer. And I have the integer value, and the result will be the mathematical operators 5 plus 7. But if without int, if I wrote without int, then it will be string. If it is string, then the result will be 5 and 7. Okay. So you can have another kind of print. I give you the example, print a comma like this one. So in this case, it means I would like to print the a. What is the value of a? And then I would like to print a string because it is in between the double quote. And I want to print plus. I want to print b, and I want to print result. So 5, 7, 6. Okay. So it will show 5 plus 6 and 11. If you want to add more, okay, you can put like this one. Okay. So it will be more clear about the result. 5 and 7. So we have 12. Now we are going to write 5 plus 7 equals 12. Okay. In order to make it clear, let's put from. What is from? From means something to write before you do the input. So here it will be clear. Input A, for example, and then input B. So in the parenthesis, you can put a word input A, input B, and let's see. Now you will see the word input A. It means ask the user to give any value. For example, 5. And then input B. Ask the user to input any value for B, which is 7, and you will get the result. So this is the meaning by prompt. Okay, I think I will continue the next material on Thursday. Okay. Any questions, comments? Okay, thank you very much for attending the course.